The judges have made their decision. They've called it a draw!
Hey guys, man, it's 9132, and I'm the Robot Wars Guru. Jesus shitting backwards, this one was a rough episode. During the filming of Series 6, robots from the Netherlands flew over to the mighty Blighty to take part in the second series of the Dutch Robot Wars. Sadly, it didn't end there, however, because several German robots, and a few non-German ones too, now I think about it, also flew over to the UK to film the first, and only, German Robot Wars. It was bollocks. Pure and utter cack, but that's a topic for another video. To help pad up the already very short German Robot Wars series, the producers decided on having a UK vs Germany special, with 4 UK machines taking on 4 German robots. It was rubbish, for so many reasons it is actually laughable. First off, the nations were separated, meaning they would only face each other in the heat final. Yes, in a UK vs Germany special, they decided to only have a battle between the two take place in one of the 7 battles. The fuck, guys? I mean, I kinda get it because it guarantees a UK vs Germany heat file, but god damn, really? Were there not enough crap UK robots to throw at them as cannon fodder? Detonator was thrown into the series for War of Independence as fodder for Frenzy to guarantee at least one US robot going through. Would it have been so hard to do something similar here? Also, the robots selected were just... ugh. I understand throwing Fluffy, Corkscrew and 259 in there for the UK side because they were all robots that showed potential but crashed out early in Series 6. Judge Shred, however, belongs nowhere near this special, and the German robots were a joke. Deldog and Ansgar's Revenge, both lost in round 1 of the German Robot Wars, had no functional weaponry and were crap. Das Kapek wasn't even German and was one of the less entertaining pushers to watch, and Dynamite was a loner bot with armour thinner than tracing paper. Where the hell was Black Hole or Tsunami? I know that there weren't many German machines, but if you're trying to promote the German robots, how about you show off the ones worth giving a damn about? Thanks to them splitting the nations up and the lack of any real star power in the episode, most of the battles were unwatchable, especially the 3 Germany vs Germany battles. Then again, the UK robots didn't really give us much to applaud either, with 259 vs Fluffy being the only real standout battle. Add to that a real drag of a final where Fluffy's weapon broke early and Das Kapek had nothing to give back, plus a bullshit judge's decision that called the battle a draw, essentially telling the audience and viewers, fuck you, this episode is pointless, and you have a contender for one of the worst episodes in Robot Wars history. And I can do it better. So first of all, let's sort out this utter dog lineup by starting with a fresh canvas. In other words, let's start from scratch. First up, the German representatives. Now this is going to be tough because there were only 12 robots in the German series and only 9 of them were actually German. Also, many were bugged with reliability issues, with some being unable to compete in later battles. So with that being said, let's eliminate some obvious choices first. First of all, Deldog, Dynamite and Ansgar's Revenge can fuck right off. Hey, it's already better! Also, despite it making the heat final, Das Kapek is also gone, simply because it wasn't even in the German Robot Wars. Now onto the machines that were unable to compete. Hydratech and Golem were both meant to take part in the 5th place melee during the German series grand final, but were unable to due to damage sustained in previous battles. Golem was even used as the drop zone item for that battle. Credit where it's due, lads. Because of this, I doubt either robot would have been able to compete in the UK vs Germany episode, so they are also out. Now at this point you may be wondering, why don't I just use the 4 grand finalists from the German series? Surely they would be good enough to compete. Well, Black Hole and Tsunami were great robots, while Son of Armageddon was a relatively solid one. But Tyke was not. It broke down almost immediately in Battle 1, only going through because Thorgrim died even earlier somehow, and it also conked out under mild pressure from Tsunami. Plus it was just a weaponless wedge, and it was Dutch, not German. Again, for this special we want the interesting or unique German robots, so Tyke is definitely gone. Now it's time to start selecting robots that I think should have been in this special, and an obvious choice is Black Hole. I've looked high and low and I can't find any rational reason as to why this robot didn't compete in this episode, so with that in mind, I can't see why it shouldn't be entered. It's the bloody German champion, for Christ's sake, use it! I also think Son of Armageddon should be entered. I was going to pick Tsunami, but being honest, look at the damage it took from Black Hole in the final. Sure, it made it to the judges, but I doubt they would have been able to fix it up in time. Son of Armageddon, meanwhile, was a solid robot that performed well and came third overall. Hell, I think it even came out of its fight with Black Hole better than Tsunami did, so Son of Armageddon gets a chance to shine on UK TV. So we have two pretty strong representatives already, so I guess it's time to throw in some less solid robots, just so the UK robots can have a bit of fun. First up, it's Junkyard Queen. It came 6 out of 12 robots, so it's not terrible, and was even the reason Mr. Psycho took a tumble. Plus, it was an interesting looking design, so it deserves to be seen outside of its home country. And last but not least, Thorgrim. Because look at it! This thing has to be in this episode. Yeah, it never moved, but surely that's a reason it should be here, so it gets another chance to prove itself? Plus, it's covered in fur and we saw how easy it was for Matilda to damage it, so even if it does perform badly, there's still a chance of it giving us a spectacle. So now we have our German machines ready, let's see what the UK has to offer. Now, I think the original special actually had the right idea in putting robots that hadn't lived up to their potential represent the UK, because it gives them a chance to shine. But 3 spinners is way too much, so I say get rid of Corkscrew and 259, but keep Fluffy. It was the strongest of the 3 and I think showed the most potential. Judge Dredd can bugger off for all I care, meaning we have 3 open spots. Considering Germany have 2 strong candidates and the UK only has 1 so far, I think it's fair to put a robot with some pedigree in there, and that's where Stinger comes in. Stinger are legends of Robot Wars with sufficient pedigree due to their Series 4 campaign, but at the same time by this point they were slowly becoming outdated, making them a threat to the German machines, but not to the point where it would be unfair. Now I think that the German side has a semi-decent robot and Junkyard Queen in their rank, so I think it's only right to put a semi-decent UK machine in, and that robot is Cat 3. Keith Williams and his team were always fun, and Cat 3 is a memorable robot that did have some potential to be shown, but it was also not enough of a big dog to put the Germans in any worry. And with 1 spot left, it's time to put the UK fodder machine in. Hey, it's only fair. And that robot is Major Tom, because of course it should be in there. Again, look at it! The fact it was never selected to represent the UK ever is near criminal. Plus, in the Annihilator in Extreme Series 2, we saw just how well it could get mangled by the house robots. So now I have the robots sorted, how will I lay the special out? Well, first of all, none of this splitting the nations up until the final nonsense. It's the UK versus Germany special, so the UK robots will be fighting the German robots. I also think that before all the first round battles, each robot should get like a small promo video showing off what the robots can do. At the end of the day, us UK folk don't know any of these German machines, so a good way to get us invested in them would be to show them off in promo videos, a bit like what they did in Series 4 when showing replays of a robot's previous performance. So, who faces who? Well, it goes without saying, but I'm going to try and keep Fluffy and Black Hole as far away from each other as possible. They are arguably the strongest machines in this special, so they would ideally meet in the final. To make sure of this, I would have the winners of Battles 1 and 3 fight each other, and the winners of Battles 2 and 4 fight each other in the second round. That way I can put Black Hole in the first or third fight, and Fluffy in the second or fourth battle. So Battle 1 will consist of Fluffy versus Junkyard Queen. This would simply be a spectacle fight, what with Junkyard Queen's exposed wheels going up against Fluffy's deadly spinner. In the second battle I would put Major Tom against Thorgrim, because of course I would. Look, this battle needs to happen. They are the most patriotic robots of their respective series, so they should fight. Because they are both fodder robots, this battle has a lot of potential for spectacle, considering both robots look great on camera and both look great taking damage. Next battle I would put Stinger against Son of Armageddon. Both are solid robots, but it also wouldn't matter if either lost in the first round, simply because they aren't the best robot of their respective sides. Plus it would be very tactical in my opinion, so nothing wrong with this fight for me. And that leaves us with Black Hole versus Cat 3 in Battle 4. This might seem like a bit of a foregone conclusion, but Cat 3 is a robot capable of giving robots a tough fight, and had taken plenty of punishment from the likes of Pussycat, yet still made it to the judges. So who knows? So, who would win this special with this layout? You know what? I'm going to let you guys decide. Let me know in the comments who you think would win and why. Also, please feel free to share the details. So that's it for this video. What do you guys think? Do you think I did a good job at reimagining this, or did I make it worse? How would you have done this special? Let me know in the comments down below. I've been Anderson913, the Wars Guru, and I'll see you next time.